Welcome back to another video. Now, today I wanted to talk to you about the S&P 500, how Gamestop could be included. Now, if you saw the other video, I just talked about how GameStop's just joined the S&P 400 mid-cap, which is great news. It'll be effective from the 3rd of August. Now, the only other thing it can be added to is the S&P 500. You can make jokes about the Dow Jones 30, but the next move is the S&P 500. Now, a user called 18Oracle369 posted, GameStop will most likely be eligible for the S&P 500 next year. Criteria for inclusion in the S&P 500. Now, for any stock to join, it has to follow a criteria. It's not, okay, it's becoming popular. No. It has to hit a criteria. A company must meet the following criteria to be selected by the index committee and be included in the S&P 500 index. The company should be from the US. Tick. Its market cap must be at least 8.2 billion. They have almost 2 billion just in liquid cash. 1.5 definitely, but almost like 2 billion in liquid cash or cash equivalents. Its shares must be highly liquid. Now, the reason it's crossed is because the shares are not liquid. Because the shares are pretty much purchased, if not purchased multiple times. So that cross acknowledges it's not liquid. But by acknowledging it's not liquid, you're acknowledging the inverse, that it's illiquid, therefore meaning the supply is dry. Like a Sahara Desert, just think of a lake or a river and the water's dried up. You see it's dried up and you acknowledge it. That's what they've just done. Its shares must be highly liquid. They've acknowledged the shares are not liquid. So you're acknowledging the float is quite heavily bought, would you say? At least 50% of its outstanding shares must be available for public trading. I don't know about that. If at least 50% of its shares must be available for public trading, and its shares are not highly liquid, is that not kind of conflicting? It must report positive earnings in the most recent quarter. Now, that's not a difficult thing. It's had 3 consecutive positive earnings. Q4 2020, Q1 2021, and Q2. Now, Q3 is coming around the corner. Soon, it'll be Q4. But the earnings are definitely positive. The sum of its earnings in the previous 4 quarters must be positive. Now that is more a timing thing. We just have to wait for it to have 4 consecutive positive earnings. Now, the next earnings will be positive. Highly likely. Q4 is just past Christmas time. And at Christmas time, probably GameStop will load up on lots of PS5s, lots of new Xbox Ones or whatever the new Xbox generation is called. And I'm pretty sure Nintendo Switch would have released a new system considering how old the Switch is. And we're not talking like a deluxe Switch or a Pro or a Mini or a Plus. No. A new upgraded Switch. Stronger processor, stronger hardware, better screen, better battery life. Now, you see there's only 2 crosses. One about liquidity, one about earnings. The liquidity thing, maybe they might issue more shares into the market. Who knows? But regarding the sum of previous 4 quarters being positive, we just have to wait. We have to wait. But it is probably likely next year, January, February, March, April latest, we'll probably see it get included in the S&P 500. which will just mean more redistribution, more purchasing of GameStop. Now, personally, it says 4 quarters. We can read that. But what personally I think will happen is they will wait until GameStop has a 5th quarter before the inclusion happens. Even though it only needs 4, I have a feeling we'll have to wait till the 5th quarter of positive earnings. Worst case scenario. When do you think it will get included into the S&P 500?